explained so. So let us do it again today, and then we will go for next lesson. Here what happens is Saptumeva Tetaona. Okay, Pananto Yatra Dhiraha Vacham Akrata Atra Sakhayaha Sakhyani Janate Lakshmi Bhadrishan Lakshmihi Nihita Adhivachi is the Rik. Vyākaraṇas would get Samabuddhi. That means in everything there is Brahma. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. How will they get that kind of jnanam? Okay. How would they get that kind of jnanam? Then he says, first, you use a jali for tea or coffee, separating the powder use, isn't it? Huh? That you are using a sieve, or in English you see jali. Jali, what does it do? Whichever is not required, that is separated from the thing that is required. Isn't it? Here, that is the very duty of a jali filter. Here what happens in Vyākaraṇam, he is doing the same duty. It is separating the apashabdas from sadhushabdas. Having attained the knowledge of sadhushabdas, these people who learned Vyākaraṇam would employ these sadhushabdas. Through that they will, okay, through within mind means in the prajnana, with the Vyākaraṇa jnana they employ these shabdas. Through employing these shabdas, we said dharma will come and they will get jnanam. Through the jnanam, what happens? They will get samana khyati. Khyati means jnanam. Okay. Samana khyati means sayujyam. Sayujyam means Brahma Buddhi in everything in the world. Because all the things are denoted by Vaikhari Shabda. Vaikhari Shabda is actually suggested through Brahman only, because Vāgeva Brahma. See, separately there is no anything like Brahma for Vyākaraṇas. Shabda Brahma you are saying, isn't it? So through that what happens? These people will get samana sakhyati or sayujyam. What does it mean? Brahma Buddhi in everything. It may be a wall, it may be a computer, it may be. But for whom all these things appear like that? Those who do not have jnana. Vyākaraṇas having attained jnanam, they will have equal buddhi. What do you mean by equal buddhi? These things which are appearing in the world, universe, it may be a book, it may be a person, anything you take, they are not different from Brahman. Why they appear like that? Due to upadhi. Upadhi means body. Atma will be there. The body is surrounding this Atma. So after undergoing some karma phala, etc., the upadhi will perish and Atma will be separated, Atma will go. Isn't it? This is what you called in Vedanta Jagan Mithya Brahma Satyam. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. This is from Vedanta Dindima, one grantha by Shankaracharya. What do you mean? Jagatam is Mithya. What do you mean by Mithya? In English it is called myth. Unfortunately, those mlechas call all our Puranas everything mythology. Now we have to come out. Okay. So I am asked to endorse one book by Rajiv Malhotra and others and Namdar Das called Untranslatability of Sanskrit Shabdas. 54 only they have taken. I am working on that. I have to endorse. Yes, this is correct. So Maya, Mithya, they may just say, but what is Mithya? Mithya does not mean that it is not there. Mithya means false. What do you mean by false? Because Ah. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is clearly stated that Sat and Asat, two things are there. Sati Bhavam Satyam. Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma. This Jnanam is Vyākaraṇa's whatever Jnanam they got is nothing but Brahman only. That is what he says, Durgaha Margaha. Difficult path. Why is it difficult? Yato vacho nivartante aprāpya manasa saha. Because jnana devata kaivalyam. From jnana only one can achieve sayujyam. Is it so easy? No. One has to study shastras. And finally, one may have earlier some raga towards someone. And dvesha against someone. Maybe having asuya, irshya, all these things will be there. With which the world is just running. By learning this Vyākaraṇam, by employing sadhu shabdas, by getting dharma, the mind is cleansed. Siddhānta-s. Once the mind is cleansed, many people may say many things to you. Then what this jnani will do? He may joke and laugh, or he may just keep on listening. No reaction. Why? Because for him it is all nonsense. No point, no meaning. And since time immemorial, for thousands of years, it has been running like this. People are fighting, people are going this thing, they did not do this, they did this, all that nonsense. But once the Siddhānta-s Vyākaraṇaha, because Vyākaranam is like a sieve, like a jolly filter. The apashabdas are filtered, sadhu shabdas only jnana purvake shabda prayoge dharma. That is the Siddhanta. Sadhu shabda one may employ. He may not get dharma. But through Vyakarana jnana, prakriti pratyayadi jnana, if one employs the shabda, then there will be ekashabdaha, some samyak jnataha, known through Vyakarana, sushtu prayuktaha, shikshokta prakarena ucharitaha, swarge loke cha kamadhuk bhavati. It rains the bones. Is it clear now? So Saptu is Durdhavaha, Dushodhaha, difficult to separate good from bad. For that you are using a Tita'u, that is a jali. Then it separates. Similarly, Atra, here in Vagvishaya, Dhiraha, Panditaha, who are they? Vyākaranaha. Dhanyaloka says, Prathamehi Vidvansaha Vyākaranaha. Why not Nayayikas, Mīmānsakas, Vedantins? Vyakarana Moolatvat Sarva Vidyānam. First you have to learn Vyakaranam. Then only you can go for other Shastras. It will become easy to understand other Shastras. Got it? Therefore, here Dhiraha applies to Sharma.
I understand that Vyakarana is the good knowledge or the basic knowledge for any Shastras to be read and to make it easy. But without Vyakarana, will it be tough or it will be impossible?
No, it depends upon the person. See, generally it will be tough and almost impossible. Both are the same. Tough and impossible are both are the same. Suppose you started Vedanta. Yushpat Aspat Pratyaya Gocharayoho, Vyākaraṇa starts. Top level. What is Yushpat? What is Asmat? Asmat means generally people say I. Aham means I. That is not the meaning. Aham means Pratyagatma. When you are saying Aham Gacchami, what is the referent of the Shabda Aham? What you are referring, just like in the beginning we have seen, when you said Gauhu, it is a Shabda. What do you mean by Shabda? What is the referent? Is it Dravyam, Kriya, Guna, Jati? Thought. Isn't it? So, you start any Shastram. Athato Dharma Jignasa. What is Jignasa? Jnatum Ichha, Sampratyayanta. Sampratyaya to know, you have to go to Pāṇini. So, Vyakaranam is the basis thing. Without that, if anybody wants to speak, say something, anything, that is just you are dancing in the air. Just a book they sent to me, no? They untranslatable. there, what that person, one of the, either of the Das, some, he was teaching somewhere, Sannyasa he has written, Sanyasa. Is it correct? No. It is Samnyasa. Why? Because he did not study Pāṇini. Asu kshapana is the dhatu. Ni is an upasarga. Asa it becomes after Ghai. Asa. Ni asa nyasa. Ekoyanache adesha sandhi. Then samnyasa samnyasa. Samantat nyasa means giving up, tyagaha. Samnyasa means nyasa means tyaga. Samantat completely giving up. This is clearly stated in Vyākaraṇa in the 18th Adhyaya, 2nd verse, Bhagavad Gita. Kamyanam karmanam tyagam samnyasam kavayo viduhu. It was being discussed what is the meaning of samnyasa and what is tyaga. Tyaga is said as a meaning by Sankhyas. Let us not go into the Bhagavad Gita details. Why these people are committing such mistakes? Yesterday you have seen in that Shiksha, everybody is writing on Wikipedia. But the Wikipedia is giving a peda to everybody. It is actually pedia, peda only. Better leave Wiki. Huh? Why? He says Damshtra means teeth. Doesn't he have minimum knowledge? As not, I have not seen Neo, but that thing there on the TV channels he shows. Do you mean to say that tiger has got teeth or Damshtra, jaws, like thing? With sharp, what Pāṇini meant? Jaws are so sharp that they are used to cut of any hardness by the mouse. That is so sharp. With such a sharp jaws, I mean, both the jaws, the tigress carries its cubs without causing pain. This is actually what is meant by Pāṇini. Did you get that meaning in yesterday's that Wikipedia, Gakipedia? Everybody is a scholar. See, there used to be one, these people, suppose one person said, sir, I have written Kavitva. Everybody is a Kavi. If you say you are not a Kavi, he will slap you. He will be angry at least. I am also a Kavi. Kavaya Kalidasadhyaha, Kavayo Vayamapyami. Kalidasa, etc. are also Kavis. We are also Kavis. Why? Parvate Paramanauja Padarthatvam Pratishthitam. In Parvata, what is there? Jati, Padarthatva. In Paramanu, what is there? Jati, that Padarthatva. In both the cases. So, there is Kavitva Jati in Kalidasa. I have also written some verses. In me also there is Kavitva Jati. So, same Jati. Got it? Sumitra, note down. Kavayah Kalidasadhyaha. Kavayah Kalidasadhyaha. When you want to heckle at someone, you can quote this indirectly. Kavayah Kalidasadhyaha. Kavayo Vayamapyami. Kavayo Vayamapyami. Next line. Parvate. Parvate Paramanaucha. Padarthatvam Pratishthitam. Reason. Padarthatvam Pratishthitam. You know what is Padartha? Dravya Padartha Vyakti. There, Tvaprachaya you are adding in what sense? Tasya Bhavas Tatalo. Pāṇini Sotram. That means here Jati. So, Padarthatva Jati is there in a great mountain. Sorry to tell you, the same thing is there in a Paramanu also. Both are Padarthas for us. So, Kalidasa is here. I am here. We are here. Ami. This, we, us. Okay? So, in Kalidasa, what is the Guna? What is the Jati? Kavitva. Doing Kavitva. Okay. What is the Jati in us? Same Kavitva. He is doing Kavitva, we are also doing Kavitva. Both are Kavis. Yeah, he should stop short of claiming that both of us have got some relationship. He did not claim that we are lucky, at least. He may say, our. So, Here what happens? Your question?
On the same first I guess I'll comment on this part that the generally even if you talk to them that that kavitva or kavitva padartva, so generally this should be
slow
padarthatva. So generally in this case the drishtants should be established. Currently what we are saying is a siddhanta. He may not be aware of the siddhanta. So first we need to set up the drishtanta, then maybe easy to explain. By that time he will not be interested at all.
You got tattvam. Sumitra, Balaji Garu, Sharma got tattvam. You want a PhD for him.
So I just keep shut mouth. I keep my mouth shut, not to talk to anyone, because otherwise it will be at the end also. Even my brain will not be work properly because they will not understand for sure. And
experiences are good.
And they don't have the priority also to learn it.
They don't want anything, only money they want and enjoy. How longer will you sit in the AC car or in the AC room? That is not good for health. And how many times would you travel on the Vimanam? Train is better than Vimana. Let me tell you. This side, if you put the hand, he says, hey, why are you poking me? This side, if you just, hey, don't poke me. If you say this, that lady comes running. Hey, put this seat front. The people behind are disturbed or inconvenience. And if you put the hand like that, her head or her jata, oh my God. So you have to sit like this. How longer? That is your karma. It is written. Nobody can say when you will reach. Who says? Who knows? So how many times will you go on? This is a kind of weakness. They do not know what is sukham. Sukha abhasa. It looks like the rasa bhasa. It looks like rasa, not rasa. So if there is no dukkha, absence of dukkha is considered as a sukha by many people. We will discuss in Vedanta. That will take at least 1 year. So now
that's a very good topic actually.
You already had some experience. I am lucky because before I need not explain all those things. Sumitra also had, Balaji maybe. So because we having good students also is a question, because you have to start spoon feeding. This is the universe. Brahma started Srishti. How? You start where is Mahābhāṣyam, where is Suttikrama? You cannot start. But for some people, you have to start there. It is unfortunate. So better not to speak to what you said, anybody. Maybe some sajjanas, satsangate, nissangatvam. Like that it is better to go. No, I am not saying not to speak, but gurus are in the well-wishers or who have got jnana. Okay, those people should.
So I'll complete my earlier question. So now you said that the Vyākaraṇa is a must. Now what next question is, Vidwan like you are probably, we can say that any Vidwan who has learned the Vyākaraṇa and they have understood the Vedanta or anything like, and they can compile the knowledge for us, like sadhakas, like Shankaracharya, that he did it. He understood the Vedanta, everything, and he created the simplest, he wrote the Bhashya also on the Upanishad and many Prastantraya. So in that also, if we read that, does it still require a Vyākaraṇa? Because now he has compiled in a very simple manner that anybody can understand it.
No. Who said? Before I forget, Sumitra, are you attending county classes yourself and Sharma?
Yeah. Yes.
But then why didn't you give your email in that, in Sharma's email?
Yeah, anyhow, they'll be uploading it in the website. No, however, we will be sending it. No, actually, Sharma, what happened was many people have sent the inquiries to my email ID and sir's email ID. So I just compiled all of those names from BDP and sent them. Oh. Sir is asking why I didn't write yours and mine. Because anyhow, they will be updating. Already we are getting all the updates of Indic Academy, other courses and all that.
So we are the default one. We are the default one actually.
Yeah.
That it will default it is okay. But Sumitra, what did you know just half an hour ago? I forwarded all the emails to them.
Okay, wonderful.
In those emails they were asking. They were giving their horoscope, Jata Chakram. Why he did not, he just resigned to his job, how many children, what the children are doing, what will be their future, what? who can go on through all these things. Let them break their heads. It is not my cup of tea. So what I did is that's why I told actually Sumitra to forward those things. But she was showing her expertise in preparing what is that sheet?
Excel sheet.
Not bullshit, chicha. That Excel sheet.
Excel. No, I did not add anything. I just added the names and email IDs, nothing
You
else.
gave just Mahābhāṣyam only. Yes, without comment. That's great. But whatever they have written, it is our dharma to send them and let them talk to them directly. So we are.
Yes. Yeah, it is their headache now.
Headache. In other words, what you said, it is a postman job. We do not do postman job. He says this to him. He says it to him.
Courier service.
Huh?
Courier service.
Courier. Okay. So like that. What is that in distance education? What do they do? Kara. In distance education, they send every material. Like a kara means donkey.
Good for nothing material.
Huh?
Good for nothing material. Waste of paper, waste of energy, waste of printing, ink waste, everything is a waste.
Distance education, because by nearby you could not get education. So what they did, it is better to keep you away and give a degree. Actually, education itself means this is like social distance. If you are social, and in మాట్లాడతాను మళ్ళీ ఏం కావాలి? So what happens is I forgot to switch off. That is another. So where are we? So this so now what you are saying is easily written. Who said it is easily written?
So I'm saying that even the bhashyas or anything nowadays, I guess the content which we have is
no. Bhashyas very difficult to understand because he directly quotes Upanishads, Puranas, Vedantas, Darshanas, all the things he quotes. And that's why what he did, Uttamadhikari, Madhyadhikari, Mandadhikari. 3 will be there. So Uttamadhikari, he authored Bhashyas, taking Brahma Sutras. Okay. And for Madhyadhikari, he did some works like Dakshinamurti Stotram and all that. For Mandadhikari, he did what is that? Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Modamate. Okay. So what happens is for different people, different strata, okay,
level.
So don't think that Shankara Bhashyam is easy. It is very difficult to teach.
No, so generally, if we go with the the topic, maybe it is compared to the Vyākaraṇa. So when we compare the Bhashya,
which one is compared to Vyākaraṇa?
So Bhashya, if we learn, so somebody learns the Bhashya or somebody go to the Vyākaraṇa. So Bhashya maybe still be relatively easy to understand and get the core content of it rather than going to the learning in Vyākaraṇa and Siksha or other Vedangas. So I'm saying that these may not be a blocker for the Vedanta, is it?
No,
Am I understanding correct?
No. If you want to get the exact essence of Bhashyam, one should have the knowledge of Vyākaraṇa. Otherwise, how will you interpret Shashti Vibhakti, Vibhakti, Chaturthi Vibhakti, different Vibhaktis are, it is simply literature. So for any literature, in the beginning I have said, Pada, Vakya, Pramana Shastras are important. Although,
I think there is a very big confusion when we start a language because many people ask this question whether the grammar is for the language or language is for the grammar. This kind of confusion prevails. Like how they take a novel, read, they are able to understand. So I think
that is very much. Let me tell you one thing. You are going to study here Siddhe Shabdartha Sambandhe Lokataha. Lokataha Artha Prayukte Shabda Prayoge Shastrena Dharma Niyamaha. Already Shabdas are there. Arthas are there and the relation is established through usage. Sharma, as far as possible, even if when you go out or in the house, try to never clutch the what you call water bottle or except the hot ones. One of our suggestions, now he is not a relative here. He claims Panditam Manya, he claims, he thinks he is a great scholar. He came to our professor's house. I just showed him. They offered coffee. So what he did, he can just sip and uffa and sip something he can do. He said, Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhavatu. Then my professor wife said, it will become cold, but please have it. Then what he did, okay, up to that point, okay. Already he committed a mistake by traveling by cycle rickshaw from railway station, ups and downs, gradient roads in Visakhapatnam to this colony, Siripuram colony quarters. He should have come by motor auto. He came by auto rickshaw. He came by cycle rickshaw. And he offers 5 rupees, he charges 10 rupees. Already we over. Now another, this is another adhyaya. So he started, actually there is no relation between Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhavatu and coffee drinking. No, I have studied all this. I don't think why he started, we don't know. Some people want to just declare or expose, they will say that I have studied so much I do know. It's a waste of time. Who understands what and what? After they will give Padma Shri. By paying 10,000 rupees in the movie, he says 10,000 for Padma Shri, Padma Vibhushan 20,000. But I want Bharat Ratna. People, police will arrest you immediately. Don't expect Bharat Ratna. That is not so easy. But Padma Shri is okay, Padma Vibhushan is okay. Anyway, so what he did, then immediately he poured the hot coffee. Hot coffee, he poured in his mouth. What will happen? He got tongue burnt. Actually, I laughed too much. The other day, Sumitra was telling when those people, that Tabla man, etc., speak, I am going to put a, then go out. That I got recollected yesterday when he came. Then I could not stop my laughter. Immediately I want to switch off the video.
My contribution.
Sumitra created a problem for me. She should have not told me what she did.
My contribution, Mahodaya.
So too much of enthusiasm. So she was so much fed up with those people who were speaking Tabla. He wants to Kachatapa, he wants to make. Who asked him to make now? All these, he can as well read Part. So anyway, this gentleman, what he did? He poured the hot coffee in the mouth. And it got. Once you get your tongue burnt, you cannot speak freely and fluently. So my professor, my teacher was asking, Subrahmanyam, what is this? Why do you be pour like that? I said, see, different people have different kinds of madnesses. Among them, this is one kind of madness. What else can I do? He is not supposed to do that. Is it prescribed in any Veda or Shastra that one should pour hot coffee in the mouth? Huh? What is this? So we come across such things. Sumitra at night, at 2 o'clock, she will get these words and she will make. And everybody in the house come and ask her what happened in the class. So now what you are saying is, you said this thing now. You see, ordinary language, Acharyat Padamadatte. I have given you that verse now. No. Acharyat Padamadatte. A student will take away after cutting one pada of Guru. This is Padam means 1/4. Acharyat Padam Adatte. Padam Shishyaha Swamedhaya. Padam Shishyaha Swamedhaya. Next line. Padam Sabrahmacharibhyaha. Padam Sabrahmacharibhyaha. Padam Kalakrameṇa ca. Padam means not leg. Okay.
This is so beautiful.
Acharya Padamadatte. You will cut and take away one leg of the Acharya. Don't interpret like that, please. Acharyat Padamadatte Padam Shishyaha Swamedhaya. Padam padam sishyasvamedhaya padam sabrahmacharibhya padam kalakrameṇa cha. You understand the meaning. Just Sharma wants full verse to be given without laughing, etc., because it is being recorded. Acharyat padamadatte padam sishyasvamedhaya padam sabrahmacharibhya padam kalakrameṇa cha. This is how knowledge is acquired by a person. Acharya, whatever he teaches, 1/4 he will get. Padam, Acharya Padam Shishya Swamedhaya, by his own Medha Shakti. Medha Shakti is sharp intellect, actually Siddhānta-s Medha. This is Amarkosha. Medha means that kind of intellect which will be useful in retaining a thing that is learned for longer. Dharanavati. Dharana means to get the knowledge registered, fixed, okay, in the mind for long. Because I learned some 60 years ago Amarkosha. Now I just fatafat give. That is called Medha Shakti. Medha Shakti means not everyone is not a Medhavi in the world. And that is another kind of problem with people. They don't understand what we are saying. We do not get what they want to say. Problem is there. With everybody, language is a problem. Who said language is easy? Let them come to me. Give my email to them. I will speak. Let them understand. Let us see. So, Acharya, Padamadatte, Padam Shishya Swamedhaya, Padam Sabrahmacharibhya. Brahma means Veda. Brahmani charati iti Brahmachari. Sub-Brahmachari means classmates who are also doing the same thing, learning. Okay? Classmates, roughly you can say. 1/4 you will get through them. Well, discussions, etc., other things. And Padam Kalakrameṇa cha. Generally, during the course of time, he will get 1/4. So, like that, total knowledge is acquired. When you said that whether language is first or Vyākaraṇam is first, Vyākaraṇam is actually considered to be the backbone of any language, number one. Nowadays, especially IT people won't use shall. Always they will use will. So, shall has got no place. I will speak about English grammar later. But at the time being, what happens when people are getting knowledge? How? Because of lack of Vyavahara, Vruddha Vyavahara. The elderly says Gamanaya, and the younger person goes and fetches the Gam Naya, take away the cow. He goes and takes away the cow. The child is watching, observing. Oh, Gamanaya, Gam. Like that, he learns language. So, if a novel or something like that, which are just which people will go through on the platform, unlike Ramayana, because time and again you can read Ramayana and get more and more rasa. These novels are not like that. Whatever it may be, keep it. So, there what happens, simple language is used and simple bhavas are. So, they do not go up to Vyangyartha or Dhvani, Lakshyartha even. So, easily understood. Just he came, shadow. He kicked him. He knows that very well that he is hiding there. So he went back and kicked him. So he fell off 6 feet away. This is what the detective novels, etc. You know how they write and what they write. To understanding this kind of language, why Shastrajnam? Not required. Isn't it? But if you want to study something where it is pregnant with meaning, loaded with meaning, terse, cryptic, then you require Shastra. Deep and deep you have to go. Especially this is so in Sanskritam. That's why untranslatability is Sharma.
So so at the same time there is a traditions going on in every especially which I think like on the Vedanta side, that from the starting from the Sankaracharya, then recently Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, and there are many Swamis who are actually going in a one tradition, and that tradition actually makes sure that the knowledge which they have received, they impart into the next generation or next student. So are they valid tradition? Like in this tradition, they generally do not go with some of the tradition which I found in recent also. They do not go. They teach Sanskrit for sure, but not as a Vyākaraṇa in a very deeper level.
No. That's why what happens, there is a difference in interpretation by one person and the other. Otherwise, why Arya Samaj could not just simply change. Jaji Samaj people, what they say, with the pant and shirt, everything, you can offer something in Havan to Agni. Achara, there is no Achara. And anybody can do anything. What? Who said? Who said? Huh?
That's maybe interpretation.
No, not interpretation. Actually, they did not. What they have two kinds of it. What they want, everybody should study Veda. Is it a joke? Is it so easy? So niyamas you don't follow? Veda itself says, Shaucharve prashuchih kavihi. Shaucham should be there. Those people do not speak about Shaucham. One tenant in our house, he said, sir, you also come and do Havan. What do you mean by Havan? We are doing with pant, chapel and etc. In North India, the priests in the temple will sit with banians, etc. You go to Tamil Nadu or Kerala, not in Andhra also not sure. They simply say, remove. Why? Syota vastra nishedha. Syota means knitted. Sewing. That vastra should not be worn by. Then only they should perform. Adhariyam, uttariyam. There is certain sampradaya achara, and everybody enters the garbhagriha of the temple. How? There are certain niyamas. If they don't follow the niyama, Sutra notan, Acharahinam napunanti vedaha, Vasishtha Smriti. Acharahinam napunanti vedaha. Vedas are meant. Pavamanyaf punantuma. Pavaman Soktam is there in Rigveda. Acharahinam, the one who does not follow the achara, even Vedas cannot purify this fellow. This is what you said, tradition. So tradition is just changed, converted in to their whims and no. So what happened? Veda mantras only nowadays new generation has come. He did not study Sanskrit, but he wants to interpret on BVP. Then I told him, don't do this kind of things. You want to interpret Veda? Go ahead, welcome. But are you trained in 6 Vedantas and Darshanas? Do you know what is Mimamsa? What happens is, just let me give you 2 examples. Udite Juhoti in one Veda, it is there. And Udite Juhoti in another Veda is there. Both are Vedas. So whatever is said by Veda is Pramana. Then Mimamsa says which one to take. Then Mimamsa finally gives the Siddhanta that since both are Vedic sentences, it is Vikalpa. Either you can do the Homa, perform the Homa before sunrise, Anudite, or after sunrise. Some people are doing this, some people are doing that. Understand? So, like there are many examples in Mimamsa. One day we may discuss those things from Mimamsa. Okay. So what happens? Mimamsa is required. What to do? How to do? And in Nichyakarmanushthanam is there Sandhyavandanam. Yesterday we discussed in Siksha class. Balaji was not there. There clearly Siddhānta-s of Mimamsa says, Yathashakti you do. One is, you cannot expect everybody to be very healthy, very strong, etc. As I have discussed, all the doctors, medical doctors are suffering from diseases. Balaji says like this. Balaji, you go to any doctor and just slap one on the chin, he will fall down. No more.
I actually don't believe in modern biology, sir. Actually, there is one thing which I studied. I don't know the source, but it says you cannot treat body as mind and body separately. It's mind body. But modern education system, it treats mind and body as 2 separate entities. It's just a trial and error method, which I'm not most comfortable with, because everything starts with the mind, I believe. Your body responds around the mind. It's not the other way around.
Now the English Vaidhyam also has come to this way. They are saying, no, your mind should not have tension, etc. If you have tension, etc., mind is not easy. This tablet or injection does not work. Is it so? But before 70s and 60s and 70s, my mother was going to some American hospital. I asked her, why American hospital? Then she said, no, they give tablets. You can eat even avkai, the hot and reddish mango pickle liked by Andhras, Tamil Nadu. You can eat. That is option you can do. Take a tablet. No worry. You have favor. Langhanam paramaushadham. Skipping the meal is the good medicine. In certain Ayurveda. Who said? Take these tablets. No, don't stop eating. Go on eating like a pig. But take the tablet. Are you not? I fail to understand. Patyesati gadartasya kamaushadha nishevanam. I have given you already a thing. Pache asati, when you do not follow restricted food restrictions, you are suffering from some disease. Why medicine? If you do not follow restricted food, etc., medicine is a waste. If you do follow, then also medicine is a waste. That means what they are doing, these actually, when the English education entered this country, then they started changing the minds of the people, making them timid fellows. Bhiti, bhiti, bhiti. Fear, fear everywhere. And simply giving tilodakam to all our sampradaya food habits, but not everything. Now, some people are got up, woke up, and now they are trying, no, our tradition is, unless and until the white man says, these people do not believe in that. If you say you are trained in Gurukula and you are teaching this, nowadays people are changing. That's a different thing. We should not. Got it? So, those people who do interpretation or teaching, etc., without the knowledge of Vyākaraṇa, the interpretation will be difficult, different. If you want the exact essence of the sentence, word, text, whatever it may be, a Mahābhāṣyam, a discourse, you must have good command upon Pada Vakya Pramana Shastras. I am not saying this. Since time immemorial it has been coming. Otherwise, everybody is a scholar. You know, in universities what they do? Everybody can do a PhD. PhD means writing a book. Everybody can write a book. How? Well, this is not accepted in the earlier times. But where you have borrowed many bad things, among them, this is also one. In America, etc., what they do? Publish or perish. You publish. Avashya kakapa avashya kunti putro vinayakaha. Someone came, I am going to take an interview. What should I do? Avashya, let it be. Kakapa avashya, Telugu. Not, it is not to be. But when he asks the question, who is the son of Kunti? Mr. Ramanathan. Sir, Vinayaka. Oh, okay, thank you. Kunti's son Vinayaka? So what they do? They are writing papers and publishing works. Modern linguistics, I have refuted in my book, Theories of Language and Learning. They themselves refute their theories. What is this? Just now you said something. Then you say, no, what I said, that minimalistic approach is not correct. Then that JB theory, government binding, GB theory, or Dhobi theory, or Jalebi theory, that was not good. Now I am starting it. Again coming back, whatever I said in the beginning, that seems to be holding water. Okay? So many times you are changing. Acharyaha Kratvana Nivartayanti. What do you think of this? Once it is said by Pāṇini, Katyayana, Patanjali, they won't change. But you have a revised edition. Tomorrow we will get it. There are some mistakes. No problem. Tomorrow we will get the revised edition. How many mistakes do you commit? Actually, as if it is your job of committing mistakes only throughout the life. Heck. So, Vyākaraṇa Mahatvat Sarva Vidyanam. So, those language, that's why in English what happened? President arrives Sunday, American English. President arrives on Sunday, British English. I am feeling happy, Indian English. I feel happy should be idiomatic English. What these people say Indians? In Telugu especially, నేను చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నా. Everyone looking at someone just like sheep, flock of sheep. This sheep is going like that sheep also. Shatandhaha kopam pravishanti. Note down. Shatandhaha, 100 blind people fell in the well, because even if the 99th person would have just shouted, oh, I don't come, the 100th person would have been saved. Shatandhaha, 100 blind people. Kopam pravishanti, because they just follow the sheep like thing. So don't blindly, otherwise you note down that verse will be very useful. Gata anugati kolokaha, gata anugati kolokaha, nalokah paramarthikaha, nalokah paramarthikaha. Gatanugati kolokaha nalokah paramarthikaha. Ganga, next line. Ganga asai katalingena. Ganga asai katalingena. Nashtam tamrabhajanam. Nashtam tamrabhajanam. Gatanugati lokah nalokah paramarthikah gangasaikatalingena nashtam tamrabhajanam. Lokaha means a human being, a person. Gata anugatikaha. He follows whoever has gone earlier, the way. Na paramarthikaha. He doesn't think what is the paramartha, what is the very purpose of doing this. No, he doesn't think. He just follows his predecessor, earlier person. How? Then what happened? Ganga Asaikatalingena. He is a Naishthika, Karmishtha. He went to Ganga Snana on a day, Parvadena. And he had a Tamra Bhajanam, because you have to keep, preserve the water in a copper vessel earlier night, and morning you have to drink. Then there will be, just a balance of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Most of the diseases won't come. In London, they experimented putting the water in a steel and this thing. Why should they do such thing? They should have telephoned me. Subrahmanyam, we are doing this, then don't waste the time. In copper, these Sokshmajivis will die. In steel, they will just increase their number. I should have told them. More cost. So, now what happened? This Naishtika, Tamrabhajanam, he brought a copper vessel, and simply to, just as a sign, he put the Tamrabhajanam there at some distance and made one Gopuram like thing, just like this. So that by just coming back, he will be knowing, oh, this is my, here is my Tamrabhajanam, need not search. You got the point? So, Ganga Saikata means reti in Urdu, that is sand. There he made a linga with sand on the shores of Ganga. To identify his, where is his Tamrabhajanam vessel, without any difficulty. Okay, he went into the Ganga and doing everything. Meanwhile, what happened? Another person came. Doing japa in Ganga. Oh, made some linga. Okay. He did another linga, unfortunately nearby. That is a Parvadana now. So at least 1,000 people came for Snana. And what they did, everybody, 10 people, 10, okay. Like that, everybody started doing a cycle linga. So the first person finished his japa tapa and came out and looked for his Tamrabhajanam, copper vessel. There are thousands. You may ask, why shouldn't he just check? Other people won't allow him. Right? That is my linga. And for dharma, somebody was doing for dharma. It is dharma if you make a Saikatalinga and take bath. Got it? So how can you disturb me? So he has to unnecessarily pick up, quarrel with them. So what to do? Went away. So Nashtam Tamrabhajanam, his copper vessel is lost forever. Understand? So nobody thought of it. Why he made a linga is bad. But simply whatever he did, just like a sheep, we also make linga. One family came. So he said, five linga. Start. There are 5 or 6 people. 6 lingas they made. Earlier already 100 lingas were there. Now they are not 106. After that, sometime entire village came there or city came there. Hey, do japa, do that and do this. Actually, what is this problem? Understand? So if anybody says anything, then you can quote this verse. I am not a sheep just to go behind everybody. I have Shastra Jnanam, I have Viveka. What is good, what is bad. Present capacity. You got it? So this is our knowledge for sake only. The person behind the house, you got entered the house 30 years ago. Behind the person completed his house, he came to me running. Don't run, stand there. Whether you run or walk, nothing will happen. Whatever is distant, that is going to happen. It is not a train or flight to run. Anyway, no, what do you want? No, sir, actually, see, there are not many houses. I want to perform Graha Pravesha. Graha Pravesha means Grahasya follows, Satyanavratam follows Graha Pravesha. I have to invite so many relatives. Then where to stay, where to sit. I said, you sit down. Buddhi, prashantata first of all. Peace of mind, what you, Balaji was saying, mind is more important. Okay, I said, sit down. What is your problem? Gruha pravesha. What is gruha pravesha? What kind of karma? Naimittika karma. Since there is a gruha, you are making gruha pravesha. Since someone died, you are performing death ceremony. That is naimittika karma. Sandhyavandanam, Vedadhyayanam, Agnihotam, Nitya karma. It is naimittika karma. What about Satyanarayana Vratam? In Satyanarayana Vratam, you are going to ask God for more and more houses. Earlier years, more and more children. In this thing, that thing, oh, so many palaces, etc. Isn't it? That is Kamya karma. Kamya karma, you may do today, tomorrow, and every day regularly you may do Kamya karma. But this naimittika karma is not like that. Then why people are doing that? So less expenditure will be there if both of them are performed on a single day. Understand? Otherwise, there is no relation between Gruha Pravesha and Satyanarayana Vratam. So Gruha Pravesha you perform without inviting anybody. Later on, you invite entire Hyderabad and then celebrate that Satyanarayana Vratam. Are you okay? That means people lost the knowledge.
Yeah.
Understand? So here what happens? Theraha, Panditaha, Vyākaraṇaha, Vacham, Akrata. Akrata means separated. That means sadhu shabdan apashabdebhyaha sadhu shabdan prathak kritavantaha. We are separated sadhu shabdas from asadhu shabdas. Then what happens? What is it? Sakhya, atra sakhayaha sakhyani janate. Here by doing this through Vyākaranam, sakhyani janate. These people, these scholars, will get sakhyam. Sakhyam means sanatvam. What you call salokyam and what is the other word?
Samipya, Sarupya,
Salokya means Brahma Jnana. That means Sakhyam means Samana Khyati is Sakhyam. Khyati means Jnana. There are 5 kinds of Khyatis in Mimamsa and Vedanta. Keep them aside. Anyatha Khyati, Asat Khyati, Sat Khyati, etc. are there. Keep them aside for the time being. So Samana Khyativantaha, Samana Buddhimantaha, Arthat Brahma, everything in the world is equal with Brahman. That kind of jnana they will get. That is Salokya. Are you getting?
So last part, so everybody will get the same knowledge.
Not everybody,
So
only those who are studying Vyākaraṇa. Everybody means auto driver also will get tomorrow. He also wants to have moksha. So, clear? So then what happens? Bhadraisham Lakshmi Nihida Adhivachi. Yesham Vachi, what means here? Whichever. Bhadra, Mangalakara. Lakshmi means shining. Okay. What is Lakshmi? Lakshanat. Lakshmi means shining. What's the actual derivative meaning? Okay. Adhivachi in their Shabda, in their Vak, like that kind of shining, that means Vedanta Buddhi, that kind of Jnanam or Satyam. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That means they will be Brahma Jnanavantaha. In their walk itself, whatever you said, he said in Vedantas, that is what he is going to explain. In Vedanta, what he said, Nanyaf Pantha Vidyate Yanaya, isn't it a Purusha So, Satyam, Jnanam, etc. in Vedanta Upanishads, it is clearly stated. Vedakhya Dvachi means Vedakhya Brahmaniya Lakshmi Vedanteshu Paramartha Sambillakshana Ukta Sa Esham Vachi Nihita. That kind of Brahman is there in their walk. That means they have Brahma Jnanam. That is indirectly saying. Now Patanjali explains. Just the Sattumiva, just like Sachatehe Durdhavaha Bhavati. It is from Shacha Dhatu. Then it will become Durdhavaha, means Dushodhaha, difficult to separate. That meaning will come. Then Kasaterva Vikasito Bhavati. Or from Kasa, you can take Sattu. How Kasa will become Sattu? I told you I will give that verse from Niruktam now. Just note down. So, Niruktam is of 5 kinds. Varnagamaha, Varnagamo, Varnāgamo varna viparyayascha. Varnāgamo varna viparyayascha. Varnāgamo varna viparyayascha. Dvauchāparau. Dvauchāparau. Varna vikaranāshau. Dvauchāparau varna vikaranāshau. Varnāgamo varna viparyayascha. Dvauchāparau varna vikaranāshau. Next line. Dhātos tadarthātishayena. Dhātoh. Dhātoh. Tadarthātishayena. Tadarthātishayena. Dhātos tadarthātishayena. Yogah. Dhātoh tadarthātishayena. Yogah. Taduchyate panchavidhan niruktam. Taduchyate panchavidhan niruktam. Okay. From Vyākaraṇam also write this thing. This is niruktam what I said. From Vyākaraṇam also just note. Bhaved varnāgamat. Bhaved varnāgamat hamsah. Bhaved varnāgamat hamsah. Simho varna viparyayat. Simho varna viparyayat. Gudhotma. Next line. Gudhotma varna vikrutehe. Varna vikrutehe. Varna nashat. Varna nashat. Prushodaram. Prushodaram. Bhaved varnāgamadhamsah simho varna viparyayat. Gudhotma varna vikrutehe. Varna nashat prushodaram. That is the complete verse. We take first verse. Niruktam, 5 kinds of niruktam. That means 5 kinds of, we have already discussed. Niruktas and Shakatayana accepted Vyatpatti Paksha. Now, there also what happens, what he says is, Varnāgamo varna viparyayascha. Varnāgamaha. Examples will become clearer in the Vyākaraṇa verse. So I am not giving. Varna agamaha means adding, addition. Suppose Mitravad Shatruvad Adeshaha Mitravad Agamaha. That you know. Okay. So suppose in a seat you are sitting in a bench seat in the bus. Someone came. Then he asks, please adjust. Then you give him, or both of you give him some place. He also adjusts. It is called agama. Okay. Adesha. Someone is sitting in ladies' seat. Sumitra went and said, that means that is ladies' seat. So Sumitra is an adesha of that person. Chaitra Maitra. Adesha, you understand, replacement. That means Shatruvat Adesha, Mitravat Agamaha. Mitravat Agamaha, like a friend, if he just adjusts, it is called Agama in Shastram. Shatruvat Adesha. Adesha means replacement. Just like a Shatru, if he comes and replaces you, you means here Varna. One Varna is added. Agama, one Agama. One Varna is replaced by another Varna, Adesha. Is it clear? This terminology will be used. Then you take up the actual this thing. Varnāgamaha, adding addition of Varna. Varna viparyayaha. Viparyaya means what you call this is replacing replacement, mutual, what you call it? Swapping. Varna viparyayaha. This Varna replaces that and vice versa. That is Varna viparyaya. Dvauchāparau, another 2 are there. What are they? Varna vikara nasho. Varna vikara will be there. Vikara means changing the form of a Varna. Ka becomes Ga, for example. It is Varna vikaraha. Nasha. A varna earlier was there, it is not seen. It is precious, it goes away. So varna nasha, these two. So total 4. Varnagamaha, varna viparyayaha, varna vikaraha, varna nashaha. 4 are there now. Oh, the next one is dhatos tadartha atishayena yogaha. Okay, dhatoho tadartha atishayena. Dhatu is there, a verb, kriyapadam is there. And it gets a different meaning by adding or, for example, gacchati. What does it mean? Going. If you add something agacchati, coming, quite opposite. That means tadartha yogena. Yoga means sambandha. Its dhatu has got some meaning. Gamul gatau, to go. One more thing is, keep in mind, sarve gacchathakaha jnanarthakaha. Adhigacchati means, avagacchati means he is understanding. So any dhatu with meaning gatau, gati, they are to be taken also having the meaning of jnana. Sarve gacchathakaha jnanarthakaha is a niyama in Vyākaraṇa. Leave it. So now panchavedham niruktam. So like this, niruktam is of 5 ways. Take the Vyākaraṇa verse now. What is it? Varnagama bhaved varnagamat hamsaha. Han is the dhatu. Hana hinsa gacchyoho. Hanti hataha granti, like that it goes. Hana means, then you added the sa, it became hamsa. This is varnagama. Varnagamat hamsaha, it becomes. Varna viparyayat simhaha. Hamsa is there. Hansa. Then you made it viparyaya. That means upside down. It became simha. Isn't it? Now you understand what is varna viparyaya? Simho varna viparyayat. Then what happens? The third example is gudhotma varna vipati. Godha plus atma. What should it become? Godhatma. But what is seen? You say gudhotma. That means varna got vikara. A became O. Gudhotma. Instead of godhatma, you see the usage gudhotma. That means varna vikruti is there. Vikruti or vikara means change. Gudhotma varna vikrutehe. And then varna nashat prashodaram. Prashanti udarani. Prashat udara prashodara. What happened to ta? Prashat udara prashodara. Why he is giving the example, in Pāṇini 6.3.109, that prashodaradini yathopadishtam, this example is given. So what Pāṇini says is, certain shabdas are being employed. I know them very well. They prashodara, jimota, and so on. Those words are not taken up by me for analysis. Since there is usage, I have to take them up, but it is not possible to take up the entire gamut of shabdas, even for Brahman. Therefore, if such shabdas you come across that are employed, used by shishtas, that in next class most probably will read Aryavarta, that thing. What is Prashodaradini Yathopadishtam, who are shishtas, who are Aryas, what are their, how their ascetic life was being, they are leading. That we will discuss most probably next class. That is very important. Right? So, Pāṇini says, Prashodara, etc. Yatha upadishtam, as they are taught, preached, you can take them for granted that they are sadhu shabdas. That is the meaning of it. The meaning, internal meaning, is explained by Patanjali. Sumitra, what you heard is just ordinary this thing, novel, etc. General knowledge of language will do. But when you go deep into science or philosophy, for example, so do they say that anybody who has got knowledge of English can understand physics, chemistry, biology? Why? That particular subject requires a particular background, knowledge of a particular system, shastra. Similarly, in Sanskritam, it is much more, because we have Bauddha, Jaina, there it is Nyaya, Vaisheshika. Just to explain to them, Gunaha, a word you take. Gunaha means Gunasandhi in Vyākaraṇa. Gunaha means Dharma, Adharma, etc. in Nyaya Darshana. Gunaha means Vata, Pitta, Kapha in Ayurveda. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas in Sankhya and Yoga and Vedanta also. Okay. And it is his guna, means his behavior, his Lakshmi. A single word term has, and in Mimamsa, guna means, suppose a yaga is there, there are some subordinate, what they call avantara kriyaha, additional intermediary these activities, sub-activities, they are called guna. Guna means rajju, the thread. A single word has got so many meanings. Without the knowledge of Vyākaraṇa and Sahitya, etc., both go hand in glove. As soon as there was Sahityam, there was Vyākaraṇa. Otherwise, people will go on. Why I have? Do you know this, Sharma? Do you know that station master? This thing? Do you know? This person came and asked him, "Who is this station master?" Then one person said, "I is this station master." Then this person said, "Are you the station master?" "Yes, I am the station master." This is called station master's English. He is also a scholar. Who is the station master? I is the station master. Are you the station master? Yes, I are the station master. I were the station master. I are the station master. This Kriya, Noun, Nama, Karakam, he doesn't care for all these things. Pāṇini is just nothing for him. So another person says, and said, "Sir, I want to break my journey, I want to break my journey, I want to break." You break with what? That means there's people who are suffering from high blood pressure or something like that. Actually, you are supposed to speak with a Shanti, but the Shanti is gone because people are suffering from some diseases. Okay, so tell them both go hand in glove, but Vyākaranam is backbone of language. Without Vyākaranam, he studied literature, maybe he studied, but he is not fit for teaching, or he cannot understand the deeper meaning and the meaning of something. Like that, you can explain after learning Bhāṣyam and he did not tell. Om Namo Pāṇini Vācchāya